the organizations like Bar Association of India through their respect, and I think we have found one. In any case, Chief, see, you have during the very short time shown that the longevity is not very important, but the quality. So people ask us very often, what is going to be Chief Justice Lodha, what is he going to be, whether he is going to be Lokpal or what, etc., etc. So I said, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. But I said, I can tell you clearly that what is he not going to be. I said, he is not going to be a governor. I tell you, Chief, it is. I didn't have your permission to say that, but this is my view. That so the whatever evocation you take, I think 65 is too young an age now for anything. I have no doubt about it, because I have lived for 10 years after 65 fairly well. So that is 65 is surely not an age, and then I started looking at the Constituent Assembly debates, which fixed the retirement age of judges, both of high courts, and for two purposes. Number one, some years ago, when I made a suggestion to the then Law Minister, Mr. Moily, that it is time to make the retirement age of high courts and Supreme Court the same. I said for two reasons. Number one, high courts are now left without a Chief Justice for a long enough tenure. The Chief Justices go there for a few months, and if they pass through Delhi, the story is that they leave half of their baggage here, because they are likely to be very shortly invited to Delhi. Because the system of appointment is such. Because there are no Chief Justices in the High Court for long, subordinate judiciary, about which the Honorable Chief Justice just mentioned, where there are innumerable pending cases and this one, they are left rudderless and leaderless. Because we don't have a Chief Justice who could. I still remember the younger days when we had a Chief Justice like Das Gupta. For a few years, right up to the last court, everybody was on his toes. He doesn't have to go there because the model is good enough. We don't have it because a Chief Justice who goes to a high court, even before he gets acquainted with the geography, he is called to Delhi. That is a part of the system, or rather the hazard of a system. But the other thing I said is that because this difference of 3 years, the complaint, because this is apropos the transparency which my Lord the Chief Justice mentioned in the appointment of judges in England, there was a feeling among members of the bar that considerable amount of cultivation of the future judges of the collegium in advance is taking place, and if the ages are the same, it is all because of the 3 years difference. Because everybody is young at 62 and young at 65. So we said that increase it. And the law minister agreed and brought a bill, but it was rejected. It lapsed. As you read the Constituent Assembly debate, you find that a man like K.M. Munshi, who was already 65 then, he said that these judges at 60 are so much in a physical dilapidation that there is no further point in taking them. And one judge said even about the future appointments of judges, he said, well, more or less they said, if they live beyond 65, let us see. And that sort of situation. But today the thing has changed. And it is, I think, I feel very sorry to lose people like Justice Lodha, Chief Justice Lodha, at this age, because one could have easily gone on for many years. So it is time to have a relook add the constitution and fixing the age of retirement for the, among other things. Because this will have to take, because the thinking then, and as history has it, both Sir B. N. Rao, who drafted the constitution and put 65 in the original text, and Dr. Ambedkar, who supported it, both of them unfortunately passed away at the age of 65. Because there is something which I just was looking at the situation when this down. So the time with the, on an occasion like this, though Chief Justice Lodha is not going to be on the bench, but he will be amongst us. And he will be seeking his guidance, and many others will be seeking his guidance. Whenever the future appointment system to guarantee the independence of the judiciary, which is of course very important. Well, I still remember when Justice Verma was here in 2012, when reference was made to the collegium, there was a near unanimity that that is some machinery which has not worked very well. But now that alternatives are offered, we have to start thinking before putting it to use whether this will work at all. Because these are some of the things which, with all the experience, this is not the matter left only to the collegium or the judges when they, as and when they hear the petition, but it is for us to provide material. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had the Bar Association of India, as Mr. Divan said, is appreciative of Chief Justice Lodha, and we are an association who are not ready with compliments to anybody, and generally with criticism wherever possible. And we have a meeting once in a month or something. Whenever anything happens, we criticize them. We do them because you know that we respond. But today, whatever has come from our President, Mr. Divan, is the voice of the association. And thank you very much, Chief Justice, and wish you all the best in your response.
Just before the last formality of vote of thanks by Priya, I will invite Triveni Potekar to present a bouquet to Lord Chief Justice. I will request Rashna to present a bouquet to Attorney General Mr. Mukul Rohatgi. And I will just mention that Mr. Bhat took the name of K Munshi, the Member of Constituent Assembly. For the record, he was our first Vice President of the Bar Association of India. So now I will invite Priya to give a vote of thanks.
It's always a very pleasurable task to say thank you to everyone. I'd like to thank the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice R.M. Lodha, for gracing this occasion, for giving his consent despite his busy schedule to be here with us. Sir, thank you very much, and we will miss you. I think this is your first and last function of the Bar Association of India, but thank you for coming and making it for the Bar. As the Chief Justice, I stand corrected, as the Chief Justice of India, and we thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion. And I'd like to just say, sir, of course, the topics which we have in this two-day session are definitely very interesting, and looking forward to the two-day session. But one subject which is very close to my heart, and I do want to thank you and the bench, honorable bench led by your lordship, on releasing of the under trial prisoners, which is, of course, the most important aspect for life and liberty of any individual. And sir, I want to say something about this because in the last month and a half, I've had the opportunity of going to Tihar jail for some project. And so the position there, of course, is considered to be the 5-star jail of the country. But the condition even there, I mean, without a service fee, nothing gets done. And those people who can afford to give the service fee get all the facilities. And the common man really is suffering. And I think that's what you have also said and had expressed your pain, that the criminal justice system, particularly the police reforms, are the need of the hour. And I think that's one subject where we really, all of us, especially the young lawyers, need to work and think about and put in their best for the life and liberty of an individual. And thank you, sir, for that judgment, because the first judgment came in 1979 in the Husainra Khatun versus State of Bihar, where 40,000 prisoners were released by the Honorable Supreme Court in just one day. Thank you also, sir, for being a very good father figure for the Supreme Court, Bar Association and the lawyers there. We have had, after a long time, the Chief Justice of India, to whom we could just walk into his room and say, sir, these are our problems, please address them. And they were addressed immediately. Thank you very much for that. We will remember you for that for a long time. We are very grateful to the Attorney General, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, for being here with us today. He's our very own Mukul Rohatgi, so the comfortableness that we have, the comfort zone that we have with him, and his pleasant smile, and the fact that he's helped most of the young lawyers and lawyers in the Supreme Court makes him very adorable to all of us. And thank you, and please be like this, Mr. Rohatgi. Always be with us, with the younger members of the bar. There are times when if somebody had said, I can't afford to pay your fees, sir, he would just pat him on the back and say, chalo, chalo, let's go and do the matter. So thank you very much for being here and gracing the occasion. I would like to thank the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court who are here with us today, Honorable Justice Deepak Mishra ji, Justice Adarsh Goyal ji, and Justice U. Lalit, of course, a very, again, a popular member of the bar who we miss in our canteen on the coffee table. But please do come and have coffee with us once in a while, sir. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Justice Saharia, former judge of Punjab and Haryana. Thank you, sir. He's always attended our Bar Association conferences wherever he has been. Thank you, sir, for being here. Of course, our vice presidents, so many of them who are here, no conference, I believe, is complete without the senior advocates being here, guiding and meeting the young members of the bar and the young students. So I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Soli Sorabji, Mr. Andhya Rujana, of course, Ms. Pinky Anand, Attorney General for India and Vice President of Bar Association of India, Mr. Kumar Shankardass, sir, who is always guiding us in these conferences, Mr. V. Shekhar, who is wearing the dual hat of being the Vice President of Supreme Court Bar Association, as well as being the Vice President and a host of this conference. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. P.H. Parekh, the President of Supreme Court Bar Association. Thank you, sir, for being here with us. The other vice presidents who are here, the senior advocates who are here with us, and I'd like to acknowledge their presence, is Mr. R. Venkatramani, senior advocate, Mr. Raju Ramchandran, senior advocate, who's hiding somewhere at the back, Mr. Shyam Divan, Mr. M.S. Prasad, Mr. Keshav Dayal, sir, Mr. Rajiv Datta, who are all here to not only participate, share their views, and also guide the younger members and share their experiences. We have with us the President of Sri Lankan Bar Association. So welcome, sir, and hope you have a good visit and meet and have a good exchange and take some of us, our young members of the bar, back to Sri Lanka to give for an exchange program. No program is complete without the press and their reporting, and I'd like to thank the electronic and print media who are here with us today and hope you do a wonderful reporting of this program. The delegates who have come from all over India and who are going to be here are part of our family, and we welcome them and hope you have a good stay in Delhi. Hopefully the weather will hold up for you as well, and look forward to having an exchange with all of you during the next 2 days. The young students have always made up they are the live wire of any organization, or any conference, and I welcome all the young students who are in this hall as well as in the hall downstairs. And please make full use of this opportunity to interact with the senior lawyers, the honorable judges, and learn from their experiences, and maintain the highest standards when you join the profession. That's the most important thing. And please, it's a very difficult path, but please do that. Please learn that you have to maintain the highest standards when you join the bar. I also acknowledge the presence of the office bearers of the Advocate on Record Association who are here with us, Mr. Chandrabhushan Prasad, who is the treasurer, and Nandini Gore, who is the member executive. Thank you for gracing the occasion. With this, I'd like to thank each one of you. And of course, no program would be complete without thanking our president, Mr. Anil Divan, who has guided us for this conference, Mr. K. N. Bhat. Prashant has worked tirelessly, endlessly for the last 1 month, along with Rachna, Srivastav, Triveni Potekar, Jitendra Mahapatra, Syed Rehan. And sleepless nights we have given to S.D. Sharma Saab and Ram Nivas for putting this conference together. Thank you very much. Please join us for a cup of tea and come back in this room in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Thank you.